It's time for the grey areas with Jason Adams and George Ferrugia.
That kid was a human dynamo.
Are you sure you're talking about George?
George of the jungle, friend to you and me.
Yes, a very good afternoon wherever you're tuning in for Grey Areas, as always, on this Friday afternoon, reviewing what was a big night at Sandown last night, plus plenty of other things on the agenda throughout the show. My name's Jason Adams. Whether you're tuning in live, you can get involved through the comments. Do so on either Facebook or YouTube, or you can text in on this number right here. Leave it a question for us, an opinion, whatever it might be. Get involved. George Ferrugia, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, mate. I'm excited about this show.
Why?
Well, it's just a couple of little things that have happened in the last couple of days which make me laugh, and I've sent them to you, and we're right to go. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, well, there's probably one image that we couldn't really show. I tried to upload it, and it just wouldn't work. But anyway, you probably noticed I don't have much hair left in my cranium, which I'm not awfully thrilled about. Got a haircut early in the week, and when you say, yep, that'll do, and they go to town, you just walk out of there thinking, why do I even bother?
So what did you ask for?
Well, it's always a sort of 0.5 back and sides and then trim the top. And then they get between their fingers and tell you, is that length enough to cut off? You go, yep, about there. And I walked out and it didn't go to plan. So as I've always said to Corey Smith, you can go to the same joint every time. You can see the same people. You never, ever get two haircuts that are exactly the same, unless your name's Nathan Rooney and things change.
Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, and I've known Jason for years, we're going to catch him out lying, because what he did was go to the hairdresser and ask for the Dolph Lundgren. That's what he's done.
Who is Dolph Lundgren?
He is an actor from the 80s who fought Rocky, I think in Rocky IV, the Russian, if anyone can see that. That is what Jason's hair looks like. Incredible performance by the hairdresser. Oh, we've got a text right on the top there. Sorry, bold sides running on a Sunday. So absolutely fantastic. I like it. Yeah, it suits you.
I don't like it. I need some length.
It's retro.
Been wearing a hat every day up until last night where I had to go on air. So we'll deal with it as time goes on. It grows
retro.
back, George. That is the beauty of haircuts, as we know. How has your week been? Because it's been wet. The weather's been quite miserable, but it hasn't stopped you getting out and about. And you ended up somewhere, it must have been yesterday, where I thought, why on earth is he getting down there?
Went to the Sheffield Shield. My son is obsessed with cricket. So day one, Victorian playing South Australia. One of his idols is Fergus O'Neill, a bowler, and he got to see him play 9 overs, 4 maidens, 1 for 9, by the way. He's going to play for Australia one day, that kid, Fergus O'Neill. And then the heavens opened up, Jace, so we got to see one session. The covers came on. I was drinking tinnies, so I was okay.
Surprise, surprise.
Absolutely fantastic. Nate still had an absolute ball. Got to meet his idol, Fergus, take a photo, which was fantastic, thanks to my mate Peaky. But we did have some vision lined up. There was some strange events happening at the Sheffield Shield. So I don't know if you're going to run with this. So as it was raining, this guy decided to do sprints. He did about 20 of those in jeans and timed his runs by himself on the hill when it was absolutely pissing down.
Did you say something to him?
Well, I yelled out useless bolt, but I don't think it went down too well, or stalled gift, I called him. It was unbelievable, mate. I can't believe it. And he was moving closer to us. I think he wanted me and Peaky to have a race with him, but it didn't eventuate. But just to let everyone know, there are strange people wherever we go.
Yep, strange haircuts as well, but let's get on with it. All right, so news around the traps before we get to what happened at Sandown last night. Obviously, Terrelgan is just about back in full swing. There was a picnic meeting there earlier in the week, and I think the consensus at the moment, George, is that it presents pretty well, and Des Douch was quoted in the Greyhound Recorder saying that as much as it perceives to be a bit tight, because of the width of the track, it might end up all right. So we'll see how it plays out. But at the moment, at least a good sign to have it back up and running.
Yeah, when are we expecting some racing there?
22nd of April.
Okay, so we're not far away. That's good. That's fantastic. So less than a month away. And you've got some footage here, don't you, of some of those picnic races? Is that right?
Yeah, if it wants to play. Nothing's playing here, which is a big concern from my point of view. But anyway,
here we go.
You're guilty. So this is over the 425 metres, and again, we're not going to know too much until we get full fields going around, but at least it presents well visually. There's been good reports on the surface, so fingers crossed that transitions into a good debut on the 22nd.
It's not. That wasn't really corner startish. It was fairly straight run to
Yeah.
the line. It's not too bad, is it? Yeah.
Well, we'll see a shot here from behind the boxes, which was on a trial day, so it's a reasonable run there into the turn.
Okay.
That's from the 350 boxes, and the next view we'll get here is from the 425, which as far as bend starts go, I think it's pretty good. I mean, we're often complaining about bend starts, and there's never going to be a clean one, but I think that one there, with the theory that they're not building too much speed as they get to the corner, and after that, there's a pretty lengthy straight for them to sort themselves out. Okay. So I'm pretty optimistic and excited to see what this racing is like over the 425.
Let's see it.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays.
It's obviously been cursed as a venue for 10 years.
Terrelgan hasn't had a good run, has it? We want to get back to the days where Floodfawn was winning Terrelgan Cups back in the early 2000s. Absolutely.
All right.
What about
Sandown last night.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome, wasn't it? We knew it was going to be. That is what the launching pad's all about. But we saw the two semi-finals, and the first of them, gee, was that a performance and a half? We're going to take a look at it. It would come courtesy of Blue Storm. He jumped from box one here, George, and look, I was doubtful of the way or how he could get into the race because he wanted to get towards the outside. He was going to be crossed. I didn't think he'd be winning the race from there, but he proved us all wrong.
Look, I said on radio he was a drifting favourite because of that point. There was too much early speed in the race. He was never going to lead on that first corner. Where was he going to end up? But look, his run was just extraordinary.
Look at this.
His last three runs at Sandown have been unbelievable. He got pushed about 4 wide there and still come up and beat them. Outstanding. And I know it was in 30 and 20, so he can't be doing that in a final, Jace. But it was an outstanding victory.
It was a slice of fortune, I think, to be against greyhounds who didn't break 30 seconds in doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So, look, huge performance, and it probably reignites that conversation when it comes to run of the month and run of the year, which GCA manage. I mean, do you want to see a performance like this where it's just huge on the eye, even though it was run in slow time?
Yeah, of course. I think so. I think it's got to be added in. I mean, there's track records that are run of the years. I understand that, but that was a massive run. He's done that for the last 3 weeks. He's been fantastic. So that was good. Do you want to talk about the box draw, or what do we?
Yeah, let's get into the box draw.
Yeah.
So obviously, Whiskey Whiskers was the other winner. Matty Fields got involved here. How good was Brooke Ennis's dog in the launching pad semi-finals? A huge run. Indeed, it was, Matty. We just took a look at it then, which was mammoth. Whiskey Whiskers won the other semi-final, and you've got the draw for us.
We do. We've got to mention 29-29 in the wet. I mean, he's a very, very talented dog. It was a special run.
Good to see him back because late last year he won that great chase, and there was a few runs at the start of this year where I thought he's just not looking his best.
He wasn't right. Now I think they've got him right. It's incredible to think that if he wins next week, he would have had 7 starts and 2 of them would have been group races. I can't believe he only won 6 starts. But why I backed him last night, just quickly before the box draw, he had all that experience, Jace, in the Melbourne Cup preludes and stuff. And I thought coming back to a 1-6er was going to suit him. Anyway, box draw. House of Sins in 1. Blue Storm has drawn box 2. What do you think about that?
I think both of them are disadvantaged by 1 and 2.
Okay. Not Again in 3. Highly Potent, who's been a very talented greyhound for James Prosciutto in 4. Percy has the 5. Black Star Wright, who ran second to Whiskey Whiskers, is in 6. Repeat the same. Joshua Formosa's second greyhound in the 7. And Whiskey Whiskers out in the 8. Thoughts?
I'll probably be tipping Highly Potent without going into it too deep. Whiskey Whiskers, is he well drawn in 8 in your opinion? Because I think early in his career, everyone would have thought he'd be suited to that.
If I owned him, I would have preferred 1 or 2. And I know he uses a lot of the track, but if you look at the straight at Sandown, box 8's very, very hard to cross and win. Look, if he runs 5:08, Jason keeps out of trouble, he's a 10:35, 10:40 run home dog. He's a pretty special animal. So he's going to need luck on that first corner. Is it the best launching pad we've ever seen? Probably not. So it's winnable for a few of these, I guess, yeah.
And is that a reflection of the depth of the series or just
I think
the way these races have panned out?
Yeah, look, the depth of the series was fine. I don't like the 2 semis where top 4 get into the final. I think Sandown needs to change that. I think it needed to be 3 semis. And like you said, I want to see us try to get back to selling, what was it, 64? Yeah. I think we can do it. Anyway, it's their call. But I didn't like the 2 semi-finals. I think we needed 3
Such a big race. It feels odd, doesn't it,
Yeah.
for the first half to go through.
Yeah. We got a shout out to Sandown and their curators. I mean, seriously, Nate and I got absolutely drenched. It rained all day, and for them to keep the track like they did, there's rarely a time when a track in Melbourne is postponed or abandoned, and you got to hand it to the people at both the Meadows and Sandown for doing that. So kudos to the track.
Yeah,
staff.
presented beautifully. They had a lot of rain even throughout the night as well. And
Yeah.
from start to finish, we saw times of which we just about in the ballpark of what we expect from those greyhounds.
I mean,
so it was terrific.
Gambella 33 at 90 or whatever, and then Whiskey Whiskers 29-29 in mud. Come on. Well done to the staff.
Yeah,
they just
big
keep
time.
working, and they prepare the track from before people even get there, and that's the important thing. So well done.
Yeah, and another thing to point out as well, those heats of the runway, there was 3 of those, so one more than the semi-finals of the launching pad. Winners of those tripped out, eventuate with tripped out the fastest of those in 29.46.
Yeah, so 2 consolation finals. Abdullah Zulu's come up with the red in the consolation final. The launching pad runway, the greyhounds you mentioned, fleeing in 5, eventuate in 6. Fractions has drawn box 3. Pretty good race. The prize money yesterday was fantastic. Another shout out. Really, 15,000 to the winner for the launching pad semi-finals. That's really, really good money, more than a Melbourne Cup heat. So. Look, it's a great series, and I hope it continues to grow with Sandown.
Yep, 100% right. And we look forward to it next Thursday night. Abdullah Zulu drawing the red in the consolation. That's massive for him. He'll do something really special next week. Other performances on the night, you mentioned again Bella. We'll touch on her shortly, but one over the 500 metres, which did come from Distinction. She was outstanding. And we saw here she flew out, and we knew she'd be setting some serious time in the run to the first split. The Icelinks number there come up fairly short to what was on the clock. She went 4.92 to the first split, and to put that into context, Black Magic Opal and Fernando Bale jointly hold the record at 4.90, followed by Fernando Bale again and Yoda Bale at 4.91, and now Distinction shares 4.92 with 5 others.
Yeah, I think Striker Light ran 4.92 once as well. A greyhound I owned, and I've never seen a greyhound jump out of a box so quickly that day. This is a special greyhound Distinction. Her provincial form has just been unbelievable, Jason. Look at those splits. Jesus Christ. Seriously, the track, if that's a balmy night in January, she's running 18.42, 29 O's nearly. I mean, she's a special dog. Is she... Where's she going? Where's she going after this?
I don't know. Betting market suggests she's going to the Sandgroper, but that's unconfirmed at this point in time.
Yeah, I just sort of wanted you to lean into that a little bit. She would be a greyhound suited to Cannington, you'd suggest. Absolutely.
I think what we need to remind ourselves about her, and it seems like her progression, at least competing in these big major races, has been a little bit slow. That's wrong to say because she was a part of the Australian Cup Series. But when you look at greyhounds of her age, they're competing in a launching pad series.
Yeah. 1
to 6 wins.
Yeah.
She's already won, I think it's 13 races now.
Yeah. Oh,
so she's it's at a different stage, and she's about to burst in 2026.
She does what she did last night, Jace, where she sets her feet perfect and jumps like that. She could win anything.
Yeah.
She could
Looking
win
forward
anything.
to seeing
Gareth
what
is
she
going to
does
try to
next.
get it. Gareth will try to get her for the Phoenix. You watch.
See what happens. All right, Gambella was the other one you spoke about, and she's one that, I mean, she can easily take this distance by the scruff of the neck and dominate it if she's performing the same way of which she has in the past couple of weeks at the Meadows and at Sandown. This time last night, 33.91, as you mentioned, in conditions that clearly weren't conducive to running fast times, and she did some serious damage.
And Jay, she's got a greyhound behind her who went 34.10 last week and was a massive run. Avengement's he's a machine. He's a very, very good dog. Look what she's done to him. I mean, she's owner Matt Fennick said to me, "If I sit close enough, can I run her down?" I said, "No way, no way." I remember early days she went like 10:35 run home, didn't she, or even quicker? She's a
Even quicker.
She is an absolute machine. Look at those splits. She's a special dog. She's the only Achilles heel with her, Jace, is if she draws wide-ish, she can be hit or miss at box rise and get into a bit of trouble. But when she does that, she's special, real special.
Yep. Really good. And I think when we speak about the track and particularly looking at next week's races and performances that we saw last night, you mentioned Avengement went 34.10 last week. It went 34.25 last night. So It's a fair gauge. Given he's one, you could probably rely on to set consistent times.
So what does that mean? If it was a better track, she would have run 33.70.
2.5 lengths, 3 lengths.
Absolutely. I think she's got to head up north for the Winter Carnival in Queensland, doesn't she? There's some ripper 600-metre races that are absolutely.
What about over the
irrelevant.
550s? There's some of those? Because that's
there
probably
is.
up her alley too.
Yeah, there is. That carnival's worth $3 million. And Queensland are going to launch now in terms of talking about it. But some of those races are worth huge money. And Anthony Azzopardi's not scared to take her. She's been to the track. Watch out for it, Gambella. She's back.
And one thing they don't want up there is more drama around the track surface after
don't.
last night. That'll be frustrating for all of them.
Yeah, look, I was out eating pizza with the lovely, and a message come through that it was abandoned. Spoke to a few trainers. They're certainly not happy. I'd say the administration wouldn't be happy too. They want to get this stuff right before the carnival starts. We do not want any abandonment. Like Dubbo, for instance, the week before, they had no choice. There was 60 mils of rain. That was the right decision. But I don't believe it was a climate problem yesterday at the queue. I don't know too much about it, but hopefully they can get it right.
Yep, 100%. Involvement here from Mr. Nathalia, Daniel Hibbert. Really even final. Box draw makes it interesting. Have to tip the best dog in the race, and that's Blue Storm. I think it's clearly the fastest, but he was in fine form, wasn't he, last night, D. Hibbert? He texted me not long after that race saying he should have went with Blue Storm in the call, but he didn't. I wouldn't have either. That was very close.
Without blowing too much smoke, we're lucky to have a caller like Dan. He's fantastic. I think he understands the moment. He's great throughout the whole series. We love him so, and we've got some footage of him, haven't we? Just absolutely dominating.
Yeah, well, we hear all about his cricketing career, and we don't see a lot of it. So here he is. He's facing a ball. He's
look at
edged
that. His edge went past.
He could not have approached that with more
Hat off, look.
hesitation. And he's come back for two.
He's come back for two.
He's got his mind on the job here, and the very next ball, he gets served up a 4 and 20 here. Straight
Dano.
over square leg. Both arms raised from the umpire.
Look
6
at
runs.
that.
D. Hibbert on the board.
He's a star, that man.
So we've read the scorecards. We haven't seen a lot of vision, but here we are. He's on the big screen. He's doing some very
Dan
good
the
things.
man, and won fashions on the field too. What can that? Is there anything he cannot do?
What was did Sandy Roberts say something about Gary Ablett?
Yeah, he did.
What more can you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the one.
That's Dan Hibbert.
That's D. Hibbert. All right, interstate racing, Georgie. We've got heats of the Golden Easter Egg on Saturday night at Wentworth Park, and it's always a funny sort of meeting, I think, when we come to the fields being released in terms of how many heats are drawn, what it means for who progresses to the semi-finals. We've got 9 heats, I think it is. What's your take on having 9? I mean, personally, I'd write it into the conditions saying it's the best 64. As much as it means little from a big picture point of view and people on the fringes having a bet on these races, just from a narrative point of view, they know that what you're seeing in this race coming up, X are going through to next week.
I don't mind it, Jace. I think it's fine because 1, 2, 3 go in and some of the 4th places. So, I mean, if there's 9 heats, there's 9 heats. I don't mind because you want to get everyone in. And it's great that we got 9 heats. I don't have a problem with it. If it's a 3-week series, I understand if it was heat and final. Obviously, you've got to have 8 then, but 3-week series is fine, I reckon.
Yep, good discussion. All right, the quality of them?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Just as we were speaking, Johnny Football won at Manawatu.
Oh,
Number 52. What a dog. I wish that place kept racing dogs. And we want to talk about this because we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. Off the chart, having an absolute throw at the
that's
stumps.
one thing we haven't spoken about, the Shepparton Cup.
I know you said what did you say? I think you said I'd have him in the Harrison Dawson as my first 515, but I love that they've put him in. So what if he gets run down, Jace? If he runs top and he's sight unseen, so never seen Wentworth Park, so what? If he runs second or third, they've got nothing to lose for me. And then they're looking further at the $1 million chase. He's had a couple of looks at the track. So are you happy with the decision that he's there?
I love the ambition. I really do. I don't think there's enough people who have a crack in that sense with a dog like him who's possibly not going to run it out that well, but thought, as you said, what's the harm? Let's just go and have a dim. And as Pete said, he ran out that Shepparton Cup better than what he has of recent time as well. So if there's one time to do it, he's seen the change. He knows what the dog's capable of in terms of going to Wentworth Park for the first time. So,
which is a speed track. Let's get that right. And Peter's quote is the quote of the year for 2026 in grain racing. Why the hell are we in the sport? To win these big races. So kudos to Pete and the team. Fantastic.
Yep, and he comes up against His a Pearl, who's flying, absolutely flying. So that'll be a challenge.
Is there a better kennel at the moment than Andy Lord's? He's got some serious dogs running there tomorrow.
A lot of them are his own.
Yeah. Oh, he just does everything right. Dewana Star, Wentworth Park suits him to the ground. He's favourite in the first heat, Jace. Up against a couple of handy dogs, couple of local dogs, but we'll see how we go. Is there anything else that that caught your eye?
Well, I think the other race of interest was which heat is it, where Cumbria Jacks are part of it, because Steve Fitch will be itching to break that track record at Wentworth Park.
Yeah.
Jungle Johnny's gone 29.01, was it? Was it 01?
29 dead.
29 dead. He'd be itching to break it. Whether he does it tomorrow night's another question, given they're experiencing similar weather to what we are down here, but that'll be on his bucket list.
He's doing nothing but improving his stocks as a stud dog. Did you see his run last week at Wentworth Park?
No.
He ran 29.42 and had no right to win. He's a special animal. He's got box 2. He's the shortest price favourite of the night. He's pre-post favourite to win the whole bloody thing. Is there an Achilles heel? Yeah. If he draws out wide in a golden Easter egg and doesn't nail the start, it's trouble. Wentworth Park's a tricky track. The other heat I wanted to mention, Ariza Sparkles, Secret Bandit, who ran 29.24 last start, Gold Force, who's run in the Shepparton Cup, Jace.
I'd be taking him on at Wentworth Park.
Yeah, how good was that run, though? At Shepparton?
Outstanding.
Massive.
He's a machine.
And the Perth Cup winner's drawn box 4, Aston Rayner. So 1, 2, 3, 4 guns in heats. Race 5, heat 4. Unbelievable race. And Ariza Sparkles is flying. So, the other one I think you're going to want to take on, Poor Oswald's drawn box 2 and Barefoot Zulu's drawn box 1. Now, I know you've had
No
things
firm opinion on that race.
Poor Oswald loves Wentworth Park. So if I was having a play, Giacomo's in the race too, or Giacomo, if you like to say.
Be careful.
So, be careful. I hope old mate's not watching. So look, it really good. And the other interesting one is Ross the Boss.
Yes.
Because he came here. What was his split? Did he break the split record here? He went 8.
I didn't do enough homework, but I did hear.
I think he did.
Someone say he's broken sectional records in his last couple of starts, so big chance he did.
That was me on radio yesterday,
there
but
you
I hope
go.
I got it right. I'm pretty sure Accredited went 8.74 and he went 8.72. Broke the sectional record. Again, really good move to drop him back to 500, I think, because, greyhounds do that over the 600 and then come back to the 500 and just jump out really well. He's drawn box 8, Consigliere off the 2, Accredited off the 1. What a race. So
he's a massive hope, Ross the Boss. What is he, $7?
He's $7.
Yeah, huge hope.
Yeah.
Big hope.
Yep.
All right, that's Wentworth Park with Easter egg heats on Saturday night. And as well, we know the big staying series, which runs alongside the egg, is the Association Cup, where we see a fairly decent entree of that in the rescheduled Country Classic at Dubbo this Saturday, without a trace a part of that. And also Your Girl Tempting Dash. So really looking forward to seeing what we see there, because it will be good insight to what to expect for those heats next week.
I text Darren Pulio and said, listen, you can't beat me, so just scratch.
Oh.
That would be the easiest thing to do, because I'm going to embarrass you on Saturday.
What did he say?
I can't repeat what he said. I love Darren. He's a terrific fella. But again, sight unseen, runs the fastest. What a champion she is. She's going to be very hard to beat. Magpie Hector, unfortunately, we lost Zipping Zayden to an injury. He's out from box 1. But Magpie Hector is the clear danger in that race. Obviously, tongue-in-cheek when I mentioned that to Darren. But proud that we're in the final, but we can't beat her.
Locally, the Meadows tomorrow night, not the most star-studded card that you've ever seen, but a couple of races to take interest in. We see Texas President in the staying race, which is race 4, and then also a decent race over the 600 metres in race 7, which sees Lochinvar Hummer, who flew on what was Australian Cup night from memory. Whispered goes well. Valence Whaley, your fella, Paul Ike. A lot of these regulars over 600 metres.
Yeah, and a lot of people's favourite greyhound, Warm Cockles, off the 8 as well. So it'll be interesting to see that race. Do you want me to give some tips? Or
Yeah, absolutely I do.
I think Texas President will just win, won't he? I mean, he's been racing against the best dogs over the staying trip. He should really be very, very hard to beat in that race. I like one who absolutely smashed my brains in when I raced against it, Paul Carver, race 11, number 7. He went 29.33 at Sandown last start. I think Mark Delbridge likes him off a wide draw. He's going places, this dog. He's a Bernardo pup. So race 11, number 7, they're my 2 tips.
All right, Jackson Boyd says Paw Smokesome. Which paw is he referring to there? Poor Oswald, I'd
Probably
say.
Poor Oswald.
Probably
Jackson.
Poor Oswald.
Yeah.
And we've got a new number 1 ticket holder for the show, Georgie, Helen Rylands. You're both doing a great job. Thank you for getting involved, Helen. Appreciate your very kind words.
Thank you, Helen. Even with the new haircut for Jace.
No, there's not much left, let me tell you.
The beauty is it's always going to grow back.
I feel
for
like
you,
a
mate.
young kid where their parents would cut their hair so that they can extend the time between haircuts. That's what I felt like walking out of the barber.
You got to see some of the haircuts my mum gave me, mate.
And who do I look like? Who's that bloke?
Dolph Lundgren. There's a haircut in my hallway which you will never get to see in my mum's house. I've got a
shouldn't have
mullet.
said that.
I look like Johnny Farnham. It's awful. And I got these fat cheeks. It's terrible. I wish they pulled it down.
Hey, before we get stuck into the Ferrugia files, I wanted to play a clip, or you wanted to play a clip, Georgie, which is surrounding a greyhound called Hot Tub, which the guys at Get On racing.com have really got around. We'll watch this clip, then have a quick chat about it off the back.
Get the hot water. Get the water. In the hot tub.
Around the home corner, Hot Tub is the leader, doing it well, 3 or 4 lengths clear. Hot Tub is too good. Paul Luan made good late ground seconds. Number 1, Hot Tub, far too good here for Jeff Britton and the Get On Syndicate.
Saturday night, races at Geelong, race 5, number 3. Remember who told you?
To Jeff Britton, thank you so much for looking after our dog, the trainer, and Georgie Ferrugia. If you want to get into greyhound racing syndications, George Ferrugia's your man.
Okay.
There you go.
Gosh,
and away you go.
very little, and it's a lot of fun.
Up the tub.
Up the
I wasn't
tub.
quite sure, Georgie, if you wanted to play that to promote ownership and these blokes getting behind it, or whether you got a big plug and you just wanted that to be part of the show. But
No, definitely it's not about
good
me.
thing nonetheless.
No, look, those boys are very, very excited. They've got a greyhound who's very speedy, probably won't race in town because he does get a stitch, sort of like that guy that we've seen at the Sheffield Shield.
But keep talking. I want to run that again.
Absolutely. Look at this. This is absolutely fantastic. Can we show this guy? So Hot Tub's a little bit like that over the 460. But look, the messages I got from those guys and how excited they were on the Friday when he won, Jace, was fantastic. So it's just good for the sport. It's good for promotion. The Get On boys are absolutely involved in the dog and ask me questions all the time, and it's fantastic. So that cross code stuff, I think, is great. So
one thing I probably shouldn't ask you on air, like, do you feel unfair pressure to get these things off the ground, and those boys coming out and saying that if you want to get involved in greyhound racing to contact you, because as we've known for a number of years, and we were part of the national draft back in 2018, I mean, the red tape involved in all of this is difficult, particularly for the governing bodies. So, I mean, in the position you're in, it mustn't be that easy, but you must be credited on the passion and effort you've got for it as well.
There's nothing better than sharing wins with people, honestly. That is the truth. We had a winner here on Wednesday where 65 dads own it, Bold Sight. He got home
from the primary school?
Yeah, from
dads?
the primary school. I can tell you that the messages coming through from those dads, and they want to get more involved. I think I'm really frustrated by it. I think we need to do more, and I know there's some red tape, and I know GRV and GRNSW are trying to get it over the line, but people don't know where to start in greyhound racing unless they have connections. So look at this. Watch this space, because hopefully I can do a little bit more with it, but I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And yeah, I sell pups at the same time, so I'm making money as well. It's not, it's not Mother Teresa stuff here, but I tell you, the boys love it, and they love having a pup. So
yeah. Bloody good stuff. We'll follow that going forward for sure. Hey, the Ferrugia files, you mentioned you've got runners left, right and centre. You've had Johnny Football win his 52nd race in New Zealand. It's as this show got underway. What have you got for us over the next few days?
Okay, Tempting Dash at Dubbo. So race 4, number 5. Obviously, it's a very hard race for us. Hot Tub.
Why is it race 4?
They brought it on earlier. It's on at 7 p.m. Yeah. Hot Tub, who you just seen, he struggles over the 460. He did get really tired. He won his maiden in probably the slowest maiden there I've ever seen. So he's going to be more of a 390 dog. I think he'll struggle tomorrow. In Bloom is over 700 against Texas President. I think she'll struggle. Summer Quinn's drawn box 1 in a heat of the Golden Easter Egg. Hopefully she goes well. Valence Whaler's a chance.
Who's in race 7 at the Meadows?
Yeah, race 7, number 4. And on Monday, I've got 3, and I think they're all winning chances. Race 5, number 2, Charlestown. Race 6, number 3, Bold Sight for the 65 dads. And race 9, number 8, Boulder Sail.
Where at?
Sandown on Monday.
Yeah, terrific.
So there's a few going around.
All right, good stuff. We look forward to that. We've had a comment come in from Cody Charles, as a prominent name in Western Australia. Is that Paula Bella running? We'll just leave that comment up, and I don't know. It probably might be Paula Bella.
I can guarantee it wasn't Paula Bella, but seriously, I don't know what this guy was doing. Honestly, he did it 20 times. It's so funny. It was hilarious. Those jeans, and he's tried to put his belt up. His jeans kept falling down. And I'm going back there today to watch some cricket, hopefully. So maybe he's there.
Will they get any play?
Doesn't really matter. We'll,
Cans will be cold. So
Cans will be cold. Yeah. Come on the Vicks. Hopefully they win.
Magnificent. Have a good weekend, Georgie. Thanks for your contribution. As always, enjoy
you too, mate.
Your weekend. Thanks for joining in, whether you've done so live and commented. We really appreciate that. Or if you're tuning in through Spotify on the podcast, which anyone can do. You can watch the video on podcast as well. Just search Grey Areas on Spotify. Enjoy a good weekend of racing.
Sorry, just one more question. What did the missus think of the haircut? That's the most important thing.
Oh, I had a hat on. She said it looked good. I took it off and I think she was being kind.
Oh, God. Poor Jess.
Poor Jess. Anyway, poor me. Hope my hair grows back over the weekend. Enjoy your weekend and all the good racing that's a part of it.